Hello, humans, dinosaurs! Yes, this is Lopho, and today we are back with, something, I don't know, actually. So, today, originally, I was gonna play the new Jurassic World game. You know, the one where you fly around on Isla Nublar. That sounded interesting, so I was gonna play that. But very recently, apparently I got this weird message that my credit card was like, somebody tried to access my credit card in Dubai. So my bank was like, oh no, they might take all your money, and they just destroyed my card, basically. Like, I can buy stuff with my card, but I can't buy anything, like, I can't, like, buy something from overseas items, like Amazon. I can't buy anything on Steam. I think I can't buy anything online. I can't use PayPal, which really sucked because I was gonna download some, like, video downloading program. Because for some reason, my regular YouTube downloader that I was using had trouble downloading some of my Roblox streams. I'm assuming it was probably because of the whatchamacallit. It was probably because of the copyright. I think for some reason, usually I can download all my streams, but there's a handful of streams that I can't download, and those are usually the ones that have like copyright, not copyright strike, but demonetization due to like music or something. So maybe that's why my YouTube downloader won't work. But anyways, the YouTube downloader isn't the issue. The problem is that my card cannot be used to buy anything overseas, so I haven't been able to get the new Jurassic World game. And that is why yesterday we didn't have a video, because I was busy trying to fix the damn thing. Because originally what was supposed to happen today was we were supposed to upload the Cretaceous Carnage video. Remember the fighting game with the Megatherium, the T-Rex, the Trike, and the Beetle, right? The really difficult one? Yeah, I was gonna try and upload a video on that today, but I couldn't do that because I couldn't download the stream, because for some reason, during the gameplay, there is like 2 seconds of like copyrighted music, and that just made the stream undownloadable. Like, I can download it via YouTube, but it's always like in 760p, which like nobody cares. Like, we have to download it in 1080p at least, you know, in this world day and age. So, yeah, I'm trying to get that fixed. So today, since, I was gonna try and fix my credit card, but I can't, because the bank closes at 4 p.m. What the fuck? My classes end at 6. Tomorrow, actually, I think tomorrow I might be able to replace my card, get a new card, hopefully this time, I should be able to download, I should be able to get the, new Jurassic World game. I should be able to get the new downloader once I get the credit card tomorrow, so, yes, so, and besides, there was a lot of different things that I wanted to talk about on stream that we really haven't been able to for quite some time now. There's like 3-4 things we need to discuss. I was gonna do that either before the stream or after the stream, but I couldn't do that for both, because I was way too busy, playing, like, yesterday my mental state got completely broken down when, okay, why is Twitter not working? Why is Twitter not working? I need Twitter for this to work. Huh? Why is Twitter broken on it today? Oh, well, anyways, well, back to what I was saying. Well, not really. Yeah, yesterday I couldn't really, react to things on Twitter because, well, at the end of the stream completely deleted my entire park that I've been building for the past 3 hours. So, yeah, pretty upset about that. Kinda bummed. So, yeah, that's why I couldn't really react. I think the day before we were playing Ark, and Ark typically doesn't allow you to, like, have other tabs outside of Ark, because if you do, then the, what got you mentally broken? Oh, nothing today. Today's fine. Yesterday, while we were playing Prehistoric Kingdom, at the very last, like, 10 minutes before I ended the stream, Prehistoric Kingdom crashed, and it deleted, like, 90% of my park, so, like, I mean it, like, the game didn't set me back. It literally got rid of, like, everything, like, every building, every visitor, like, it Thanos snapped half my dinosaurs. But anyways, yeah, so we had to completely abandon it, so I wasn't really in the mood to react to some funny stuff. But today I'm fine. So, one thing that we need to talk about is tomorrow and the day after tomorrow, likely all the way, possibly through Sunday, I might not be able to stream. I have some event that I will be partaking tomorrow. It's gonna be like an overnight event. It ends on Saturday morning. And I plan on going to Seoul right away. Because I gotta teach kids on Sunday morning. So, I don't want to be late. There were some times where I got pretty close to being late. And, my professional standards will not allow me to be late. And besides, I have something to do at home. I need to clean up my room. I need to, like, dust off some of my dinosaurs. So, expect the next 3 days. Honestly, I will try my best to get home on Sunday so that we can actually stream on Sunday. But, Saturday and Friday, expect no streams. So, yes. Honestly, not surprised. It wasn't Prehistoric Kingdom. It wasn't Prehistoric Kingdom. My PC was running out of space. But I could still manually save my games. So I logically assumed that the game would be saved, but I forgot to manually save for quite some time, and the game just broke down. So I don't think it was Prehistoric Kingdom's fault. It was just my fault of not like saving more regularly, I think. Like again, it's on me, so I can't even really blame the game at that point. But yes. So right, what was I gonna talk about? Originally, what I was gonna talk about today was that there's a lot of things on Twitter right now that we need to talk about. But okay, can I just please sign in? I got logged out on Twitter for some reason. All right, there we go. That's fine. That's fine. Okay, right. Let's talk about some Twitter stuff. What's Twitter going on today? Okay, we got somebody complaining about Megalodon, I guess. Oh yeah, we also have this. So apparently, a Spinosaur called Prothethelides was invalidated. It was apparently just a part of Camarillosaurus. So yes, it is a species that I have heard before. Just didn't expect there to be more fossils of it. But, yeah, pretty cool. So, it's from Spain. Very nice. But the most important thing, the one thing that I really wanted to talk about today was this. Y'all probably heard the news. Like, everyone probably at this point has heard the news. But we have a new dinosaur. And it's not just any dinosaur. Because it's a dinosaur that was discovered by a VTuber. So, if you don't know, have you guys heard about this guy? It's, he's called, I don't think he streams in English though. He's a guy called, Kochirui. He's like a paleontologist VTuber. And like, he's just basically me, but better. Like, not only, I'm just a guy yapping about dinosaurs. He's a dinosaur VTuber that actually works in the field. So honestly, yeah, good for him. But he recently discovered the new Pachycephalosaur. What was it this species called? The Zavacephali. This one. So, yeah, we have the new Zavacephali, which is apparently one of the earliest species of Pachycephalosaur. So, which is really cool. The skull reconstruction is actually, from what I've heard, slightly off because of the way they use the image, I think. Where was it? The image was, like, slightly tilted. I think they were using, like, this photo of the skeletal reconstruction. Let me get this here. Which, the skull is a bit longer than this because this is just the way the camera is posed. So, where is it? Where's it? Yeah, this is the skull, yeah. I remember, Josh Agnupa talking about the skull being weirdly shaped, and then him taking that back because it was just the way the camera was working. But yeah, we have this, the Zavacephali. So very cool. He got his work published in Nature, which is always a great honor for anybody trying to work in the scientific field. But very cool. Yes, and it does. He brings up the same issue that I was bringing up, so that it wasn't this post, but the skull has a bullet like flat nose. Yeah, kind of, but then again, like that's like a trait that most Pachycephalosaurs had, so it's not really that huge of a deal. Where is it? But yes, apparently I remember him talking about the fact that because his name got like published, he's now like, I guess we know who he is. And like I did say this on my streams as well. If I eventually decide to like publish some of my sciences and stuff, if I go ahead, is it an adult or junior? I don't actually know. I haven't read the paper yet. We might just read it today here right away, but I don't think we can actually read this. Or is Nature for free? I don't know. Might have to use Sci-Hub. But I know that the newest papers aren't usually out in Sci-Hub, so we've got to wait for that. But yes, we got Zavacephali. So yeah, if I eventually decide to publish my sciences, and well, you guys end up seeing my real name, well then it is what it is. I don't really care about me being doxxed. Like, what are you gonna dox from me? Like, I have nothing. I'm a guy in a one-room apartment floor, with nothing but like some clothes, a handful of dinosaur gadget toys, and my PC. That is like outdated for like the past like 3-4 years, because I got this PC when I first entered university, which was 4 years ago. So like, what even is there to take from me? But yes, very cool. We got VTuber paleontologists discovering dinosaurs. Where else I am doing whatever the fuck I'm doing right now. Jesus Christ. Lopho, why do you exist? Why do you exist? You bring nothing good to the table. Oh, I want to stream dinosaurs. You want to make dinosaur gaming content? Well, guess what? There's like 2 billion people that already are doing this. Oh, I want to be a VTuber. Too bad. There's a shit ton of people already doing that. Well, at least I'm gonna be the first dinosaur VTuber. Well, guess what, Lopho? You are not the first dinosaur VTuber. In fact, you suck at streaming. Anyways. Times like this is where imposter syndrome gets very big, and I need to remind myself that I exist simply because I don't know, because I exist, yes. Right, we all have our moments, I suppose. The teaser trailer for Jurassic World Chaos Theory Season 4 is out. Cool. I haven't checked out Jurassic World Chaos Theory, like, at all. I haven't even checked out Jurassic World, what was it? Like, Fallen Kingdom? No, I haven't even checked Jurassic World, what was that? The Camp Cretaceous. I haven't even seen, Camp Cretaceous, like, up to Season 4. Like, I remember watching, like, the first few episodes in Season 4, and it was just so bad, I was like, what the fuck am I even doing? And I just never looked back. So, yeah, apparently, I have been told that Chaos Theory is a lot better, but, like, I'm just not incentivized to do it. Like, not really incentivized. I mean, I have all the incentivization that I need. I'm a dinosaur content creator. That's enough incentivization for me to actually watch the damn thing, but I just can't be bothered, man. It's just like, it's like Marvel. Alright? It's not content for the sake of making an interesting story. It's just crapping out content for the sake of just crapping out content at this point. Like, we all know that the Camp Cretaceous / Chaos Theory, it will never end. They'll just keep making new ones because they're the ones bringing in money. So, and especially when it comes to like new movies and TV series, I kind of watch them to see where the story goes. But if the story will never end, what's the even point of me like trying to watch it in the first place? Like, what do I get out of this? Right? And, like, don't, and like, you know that, like, every time, like, I try to, like, look at, like, for example, like, Jurassic Park, I become really entranced in the lore. I try to make things work. I want to watch YouTube videos about Jurassic Park, canon theories and yada yada yada. But all it takes is just one stupid guy that has nothing to do with the franchise to sit on the director's chair and goes like, oh yeah, this is actually a retcon. Oh, actually, we don't actually have a Tylosaurus in Jurassic Park. Oh, actually, you know the Nomen Dubiums in Jurassic Park? Oh, they're not a thing anymore. That's soft canon. So, dude, give me my time back. I spent like 30, 40 hours watching the canon videos about Jurassic Park. What the fuck, man? Like, I don't want to do that. And you just know that's gonna happen with Chaos Theory. You know that's gonna happen with Camp Cretaceous. Give or take 5 or 6 years. So, like, what's even the point? Is going to end? Who? I don't even remember who it was. The new guy. The guy that said he had no idea what to do with the story. The guy that suggested D-Rex should be a thing. But yes, let's see. Hey, look at that. There's like a news site. What? Let's check this out. It's an article about the new dinosaur. Right. New species and oldest fossil of Jurassic World headbutting dinosaur discovered. Well, I mean, at least they didn't compare it to a T-Rex, right? A research team in North Carolina State University in the United States at the Institute of Paleontology at the Mongolian Academy of Sciences, Okama University of Science, and Fukushima Prefectural Museum. Yeah, that's the Fukui Dinosaur Museum. I really gotta go there at some point. That a fossil discovered in Mongolia's Gobi Desert is the newest, oldest species of headbutting dinosaur that appeared in the movie Jurassic World. I mean, did it? I mean, it did. I mean, we saw the Pachycephalosaurus in Jurassic World. It was, like, literally a scene in a CCTV camera. Like, that's... I mean, I think appeared in the movie is a bit of an overstatement, but sure. The paper will be published in a scientific Nature on the 18th. Well, when is this article from? Oh, it's from 18th. Okay, so it did got published. Okay. According to the research team, the fossil was discovered during an excavation in 2019. Oh, so the fossil is actually pretty old, huh? And was found to be the complete skeleton of a Pachycephalosaur. Characterized by a thick, dome-shaped skull, it was believed to have competed for males by button head. Until now, the oldest fossil of the species was 90 million years ago, but this time was found in a layer dating back to the early Cretaceous, about 110 million years ago. Okay. So, based on the shape of the tendons on the back of its head and tail, and the size of the teeth in the lower jaw, they determined it was a new species and called it Zavacephali, which means original sacred head. Almost the entire body was discovered, excluding the neck, spine, and part of the hand. And it was said to be a rare worldwide for a fossil to be found in such a complete state. Okay, so it's like a rare occasion. I mean, true. Especially, like, for smaller dinosaurs, finding the complete fossils is a lot harder. Because fossil preservation, you know, tends to favor, like, big, strong bones instead of, like, small, brittle ones. So it's estimated to have been 1 meter long and weighed 5.85 kilograms, and growth lines on the cut surface of the leg bone suggest it was a child. So, okay, so you are right. It's actually a child, so it's a youngling. It's not an adult. Okay. Discovery of this fossil is a major step forward in research, as it will help unravel the mystery of our origins, including the closeness of the dinosaurs to the ceratopsian dinosaurs. Those fossils were discovered in strata from the same period. You know, the one thing that the skull, at least reminds me of? Like, this kind of feels like, kind of reminds me of the dinosaur, like, Heterodontosaurus. I know, this is like a crazy thing to say, right? Especially since the Heterodontosaurus is, like, from, Like, what was it? Like the Triassic or Jurassic? Early Jurassic, I think. Early Jurassic. Yeah, I mean, I think that skull. I mean, now that I look at it this way, it does look pretty different, right? Like, what I was thinking was that maybe it kind of looked like a Heterodontosaurus with an additional dome, but no, this looks totally different. What are you talking about? I'm ashamed at myself for even trying to bringing this up. Look at his jaw, look at the muscles, look at the hole, he doesn't have that. Well, at least that's because it's part of the jaw, but like, look at where the not ear bones, but like, you know, where the hole is. This is totally different, the ratios are completely off. And look at it, he has like another cavity here, this guy doesn't. The nostrils over here, well, this one is located in the front. There's like a million different things here about this dinosaur, and like none of them are like Heterodontosaurus. Wow. Okay, whatever, right? But yes, we got the oldest Pachycephalosaur before the Zavacephali. I think it might be no, it's not micro Pachycephalosaurus. That's the Ceratopsis, right? Let's see. Was it one Dinosaurus? It might be one Dinosaurus. It is one Dinosaurus. Wait, did they not add in the new dinosaur in the Wikipedia yet? Where does this go? No, it can't be one Dinosaurus though. This is from aren't you from the Jurassic? No, it's Upper Cretaceous. 70 million years ago. Wait, when was this guy? 110, right? Yes, 110. The oldest known fossil of the species was about 90 million years old. What's the one with the 90 million years old? This one is 70. So, is there like another dino that's older than one Dinosaurus? Oh, hey! Well, at least I'm not the only one who thought Heterodontosaurs and Pachycephalosaurs look kind of similar. Oh well, but hey, it's not been widely accepted, but maybe, who knows, maybe I was onto something. So when's the oldest one? Maybe they consider this one old? In that case, it would be maybe Frutodens. Late Jurassic, no, that's the Heterodontosaur. Chaos Theory Season 4 teaser trailer release? Okay, you know what? I will check that out because y'all insist, right? I haven't even watched Chaos Theory Season 1, 2, and 3, and 4, but sure. Let's check out the new Chaos Theory. Sure, right. Jurassic World Chaos Theory Season 4 trailer reaction. Let's go. So, what's really interesting about this reaction is that I have no idea what happened in Chaos Theory Season 1, 2, and 3, and the fact that I haven't watched Camp Cretaceous Season 5, because Season 4 was such a letdown that I stopped watching it after like 2 episodes in, right? So this is gonna be a very interesting reaction. Oh, wait. It's the same thing! Hey, this is stuff that I actually watched back when the series was actually pretty decent.
Being abandoned on a dinosaur-infested island.
But I'm not talking about the island. I'm talking about what happened after.
We found where they're training the dinos.
Oh, it's Biosyn stuff.
Some mysteries should stay locked up.
What the hell is the other girl? The Camp Cretaceous season members get a new person? Who's this?
Stay locked up.
Who's this? And what is that? Oh, that's probably the Therizinosaur, right? Judging from, like, the feathers.
Some mysteries.
So, wait. So, is this actually gonna be the finale, or will it just keep going? Because we thought that Camp Cretaceous Season 5, was gonna, we thought Camp Cretaceous Season 5 was gonna be it, but apparently this came out, so I'm assuming this isn't gonna be the finale, and they'll probably get, like, another season made of something else. Never got past Season 3 of Camp Cretaceous, it was too much for my brain. Honestly, Camp Cretaceous season up to Season 3, I'd say was really good, right? Like, I get it, they had to, like, cut corners because it's something made for kids. But minus that, I genuinely think, like, they were cooking something. But which then they just proceeded to throw out all of sense and reasonable thought out of the window with Season 4. But yes, again, I don't think a Chaos Theory Season 1, 2, or 3 are necessarily bad. It's just that I haven't got down to watch them because Season 4/5 of Camp Cretaceous was such a disappointment. Yeah, y'all have been recommending me to watch this, but I remember trying to, like, make a watch-along stream on Camp Cretaceous Season 3, and it did terribly, and I remember not doing it ever again, but I might do it now that I have more subscribers. But yeah, we might not. We'll see where it goes. One day, if I don't have anything else to do, I guess we might check it out. Okay, well, hold up. I forgot to react to the trailer. Okay, so we have the, let me try to analyze this from a person who's never watched Chaos Theory at all. So we've got the new Suchomimus, which people have been telling me it's supposed to be better than the Jurassic World design, which I completely disagree. Like, what do you mean? The Jurassic World design was obviously a lot cooler than generic brown with spots, I mean. Like, maybe it's not that generic, but I feel like the Suchomimus in Jurassic World, and at least the website design, was so unique for its time. I don't know why, not even for its time, but, like, genuinely, it's a very aesthetically pleasing design. And the fact that this is gonna be the Suchomimus from now on is just really kind of annoying. Kind of like how, Jurassic World Evolution completely fucked up the recognition of Acrocanthosaurus. Like, it used to be the cool theropod dinosaur with a spine, but ever since Jurassic World Evolution came out, every single Acrocanthosaurus post that game has just been fat dinosaur. But yes, new Suchomimus design. Unfortunately, that probably means, once again, they'll probably just, take the Jurassic World Suchomimus out the back and shoot it in its head, but sure, why not? So we also have Allosaurus. I thought the whole point of this design was that it had, like, non-pronated wrists, but must be the frog DNA again. Right, we got Pyroraptor. I did hear about the Pyroraptor. Apparently, they changed the head sculpt to make it slightly, nicer, apparently. At the cost of, like, butchering its, like, hands, apparently, because I think in the movie, the feathers reached all the way to his hands, and this one, it kind of looks like, you know, did it actually? Hold up, maybe, let me look it up real quick. I remember the Jurassic World, Pyroraptor having surprisingly good feathered arms. Yeah, it did. It did. It's just the Chaos Theory completely butchered that. But hey, I guess the head looks slightly better. I mean, from this angle, I can't exactly see what the head is better over, like, anything else that we've seen before, but, like, maybe I'll have to look at more angles, I suppose. But yes, Biosyn now. I do wonder how this is gonna happen, especially considering that we are gonna eventually end up seeing, like, the forest fire. So, this is gonna be the same thing as like, it's gonna be happening at the same time as a movie. Which, usually, from my knowledge, from my experience, if something is supposed to happen at the same time as the actual movie, usually those two things don't actually make sense, because they need to, like, switch up some things to make it fit with the plot, so they'll have to, like, retcon a shit ton of stuff. Like, it's never a pretty sight, but I mean, maybe if the story is good, it'll be worth it, I suppose. So we got new Atrociraptors? I did hear about the fact that Atrociraptors can now camouflage. I wonder if they're gonna be using it, wink wink. So are these, like, they must be, like, their own Atrociraptors, right? Because the other ones all died in the mini movie, right? So we got more Atrociraptors, so I guess the Biosyn Valley doesn't have any Velociraptors. So we also have a scene of the Therizinosaur fighting against the Tyrannosaurus. No idea what the dead Giga is. Must be the frog DNA, it probably evaporated. We have this new character fighting off what it seems to be a Sinoceratops and a Parasaur? So, is this a car from the movie? You know, the car that tumbled down? Probably not, because it happened during the fire. And I don't think they're gonna be doing this, like, after the fire, right? Because, you know, the trees back there are still intact. So I'm gonna assume this is, like, a different vehicle. So yeah, November 20, stay tuned for that, I guess. Before... If we would do a watch-along for this... I guess we'll probably have to do it before Evolution 3 comes out, right? So we'll try to play it, we'll try to finish Jurassic World Evolution 2. And if we have some time... between the release of, Jurassic World Evolution 3 and the ultimate part being finished, then we'll do a watch-along for this. Not this, but the previous seasons. Let's see if it's as good as the people see, right? Let's see if the season is gonna be as good as y'all say it is. So so it does feel like that the oldest Pachycephalosaur is a Wandanosaurus. And once again, we also have a Colossal Biosciences doing whatever the hell they've been doing. Well, we know what happened with the wolf. And, well, apparently they're gonna be doing this with a dodo now. I really should have done that. But I remember seeing a scrolling around on Twitter, and I'm pretty sure I saw an advertisement on Twitter from Colossal Biosciences, and it was like, you know how, whatchamacallit, you know how, like, some people, like, fact-check Twitter threads? Yeah, they had that on their advertisement. It was about the direwolf thing, so all over again. But yeah, so let's see if they're gonna be, like, goofing around with the dodo. Maybe they'll probably take, like, a good old pigeon and just shove, like, 3 genes and call it a dodo or something like that. But, well, let's see. And of course, it ain't Colossal Biosciences without using some AI-generated bullshit image of a bird. Like, look at this. They don't even realize what the beak of the dodo looks like. The AI has no idea. The beak isn't just colored. There's like an additional like hump to the dodo's beak. But of course, the AI doesn't know that, so it just made a wheelie bird-shaped head and just colored the front part of the skull. Let's see. At the heart of the dodo de-extinction are two monumental changes. First, unlocking the genetic edits that transform a Nicobar pigeon. Okay, here we go again. Here we go again. Alright, let's see. Turning those edits inside a single cell into a living bird. It's not currency to clone a bird. To bring back the dodo, we need to edit pigeon PGCs. Special stem cells will become sperm and eggs. Well, to be fair, they didn't say they'd be cloning the dodo. They just said they'd be bringing back the dodo, so... Sure. So, a question. This is like a question completely unrelated to colossal biosciences. But why can't we clone birds? Like, with my like reptilian brain, the way like cloning works makes it seem like it's gonna be easier with birds than mammals. Like in my head, it feels like that because in mammals, the gestation happens inside the mother, whereas with the birds, you just need to get an egg. So why can't you clone birds? Let's see. I was reading an article about on something about the dodo bird, an animal that always interested me. And they said that cloning mammals is easy, but with avian species it was more complicated, almost impossible because of the egg. I reread it multiple times, but I still couldn't get it. Can somebody explain it to me in simple terms? You can easily plant an embryo inside a womb and it will be accepted and the surrogate mother's body will support it as if it was its own. For eggs, it doesn't work. Birds basically make a new womb for every baby. You can't easily trick a bird's body to build an egg around an embryo implanted in it. So, well, it was kind of like what I suggested, but like, it was all for the wrong reasons. I see. Well, because the way, at least, okay, this might sound really scientifically illiterate, but I remember reading in Jurassic Park that they implant the eggs inside like a implant the fertilized cell inside like a plastic egg. So I'd assumed that we'd be able to do something like that with birds, but I guess not. We can't just like stab an egg into a bird. I mean, we can't stab like an embryo inside an egg. Alright. Thank you for the quick info. Right. So we identified a fully gene-edited birds. They came from chickens with edited PGCs that have never matured and begun laying eggs. As they continue to grow, these chickens will produce serial surrogate eggs that we can test for the ability to support the growth and development of pigeon PGCs. Wait, so this is just surrogate eggs. So they are gonna implant eggs, so... Okay, it's probably just me being stupid, right? So why did they have to make birds, like, why did they have to, like, make chickens that specifically lay sterile surrogate eggs? You know, regular chickens also lay infertilized eggs, right? But, like, I'm assuming the eggs differ in some kind of chemical substance, I'm assuming. I can recommend you check out Geoscience's video, Colossal trying to clone the Moa. Yeah, I remember them talking about the Moa, and all of their, like, AI images were wrong. But, like, that's all about I remember. We use our stable PGC colonies to edit pigeon DNA with targets from computational work on the dodo genome. Huh? So the way they're saying this, they are literally just gonna pull another direwolf with the dodo. I feel like they aren't even gonna use actual dodo DNA. I mean, with direwolves, I can kind of see if somebody was really, really stupid and they thought that direwolves would be very related to regular wolves. I can see how someone would make the assumption, right? But with the dodos, yes, the Nicobar pigeon might be the closest related animal to the dodo. But you gotta remember that the Nicobar pigeon and the dodo, they serve complete different niches in their ecosystem. The dodo is a giant flightless bird. The Nicobar pigeon is a pigeon that flies. Like, just because you're using Nicobar pigeon genes and calling it, you can't just call it a dodo. It would be a half Nicobar pigeon, it would be a half rock dove, right? Like, I get what they were saying here. But this just seems like direwolves, but even worse. Because, like, even my mom knows that dodos don't look like pigeons. Like, I don't know. At least with direwolves, they have been featured in media a lot, so people can naturally assume them with wolves. Whereas with the dodo, I don't even know if a lot of people know that dodos are actually a species of pigeon. So when they say they use Nicobar pigeon to make a dodo, and whatever they're saying, don't even, if that doesn't look like a dodo that the people have in their head, they won't even consider that a dodo. And there's also that. At least with direwolves, we kind of definitely know that's kind of shaped like a canine. Well, despite them like being distantly related of a sort, but you get what I'm saying, right? It's gonna have, it's likely thought to have at least like a general shape of a dog, right? We can all agree on that. But with the dodo, their body shape will likely look quite a bit different from the Nicobar pigeon, because the Nicobar pigeon is a flying animal. The dodo is a terrestrial animal. Like, the proportions, everything is gonna look different. In fact, I remember watching a video on the fact that we don't actually even know what dodos look like. Because every artist was like making a different depiction of it, and since we don't actually have like a complete stuffed dodo, because the last guy who ever tried to stuff a dodo didn't like how his product looked, so he just tossed it in the fire, completely forgetting about the fact that that was like the last dodo specimen in this world. There's a problem that you don't know, is that Nicobar pigeons are highly endangered. I mean, like, unless, I mean, if you want just DNA from a Nicobar pigeon, I'm assuming you just need blood from it, right? Like, unless they are, like, actively, like, killing it. As long as they're doing the ethical things, I don't quite see the problem with it. Right? Like, if this process involves killing the pigeon, I'd be like, yeah, that's a bit too far, but simply, like, extracting genetic material from it doesn't seem like a bad idea. I mean, especially since this might actually be even better because, well, if the Nicobar pigeon eventually does go extinct, we might actually have its genome to back it up, so... Well, I don't see taking genetic material from the pigeon being that bad, right now at least. We do know how dodos look like. Well, there has been a lot of, like, what was it? Clashes between how it looked in detail. I remember watching a video, maybe it's different now. Again, it's always good to stay informed. Let me look up dodo real quick. Yeah, like, this is kind of what I was thinking about, but then again, this text is, like, from 5 years ago, so... Yeah, there it is. There's a Nicobar pigeon. And again, it looks nothing like the dodo. I'm pretty informed on this. Honestly, the most accurate depiction are taken from life. And also, Nation neglected to add coloration found in the only colored depiction of a dodo taken from life. I have heard about the colored image. I did hear about that. It was like some kind of like, was it a Chinese artist that drew the dodo alongside other birds? Like, it was like an image of the dodo with like, next to another, like, a bunch of other birds. If I remember correctly. Yeah, there it is. That's the one. It was from India. Was this an Indian artist? Oh, it is an Indian. Okay. It wasn't Chinese. Alright, well, let's keep reading. So, we do have some information on what the dodo looked like, but at the end of the day, it definitely does not look like a Nicobar pigeon. Their Avon team has generated high-quality genome sequences for the Manumea, Rodrigues, Solitaire, Nicobar pigeon, Gora, and Quail. These genomes are helping us scientists figure out the exact edits that are needed to turn the Nicobar pigeon genome into the dodo genome. What? Okay, well, sure. We need to use a technique called ovo-electroporation to zap gene edits the cell that build a bird's beak. Then we test the dodo DNA variants to see what changes matter most for creating the iconic dodo face. Well, you can't just use an AI generated image that doesn't even look like the skeleton right next to it. Like, the proportions are completely different from the skull and this. It's like looking at that weird Steve Fry document with that weird Allosaurus skull. So again, this has nothing to do with the actual dodo. They're just like making a hybrid that looks like a dodo, right? This is like if Jurassic World tried to make Indominus Rex, but instead of making it look like a monster, they would try to engineer it as close as the actual Giganotosaurus as possible. That would be the best way to put it. Oh, they got CT scans of 75 bird skulls that match them with high-quality genomes to study what genes make the guide the development of beak and face shape. Yeah, so they're just gonna make a custom bird. This doesn't even make sense! Okay, I get what you're saying. Maybe the genome sequencing, okay, admittingly, using the different skulls of birds to figure out what part of genes make a certain bird's beak shaped like that is cool, don't get me wrong, right? But what the fuck do you mean by this? Avian extinction should be nervous? Like, what do you mean? So that we can wipe out another bird so that colossal bioscientists can just mash up a new bird that kind of looks vaguely similar to the extinct one and just call it the one that we just made extinct? That's not de-extinction, that's just making a new thing. Like, how does that differ from, like, making, like, a clay dinosaur, right? And calling it an actual dinosaur? Like, it looks like one, don't get me wrong, but it's definitely not a real dinosaur, is it? What do you mean by avian extinction should be nervous? This doesn't make sense. You're making something new, and you aren't de-extincting anything. Also, to gene edit birds at this time is the same technology to try and find cures to cancer. Well, those two are completely different things, right? That would be like if I was drawing a dinosaur and my mom would be going around and saying like, "Oh, Lopho, you should study math at this time. If you study math, you could go get a better grade at math," right? Like that's totally different things, right? Just because I had the potential to do something else doesn't mean that's how it works. Okay, every scientist could technically be working on this cure for cancer, or you could be, or are you just implying that the way the science works is similar? But I mean, I'm pretty sure cancer isn't like DNA based; it's like cell based, right? The dodo's never coming back. Also, get out of here with the AI slop. The multi-billion-dollar company that wants us to take it seriously when it uses AI for its crappy ads. Like, the one thing I don't understand is that, like, why does Colossal Biosciences they insist on using AI art for some reason? They've been doing this over and over again. Maybe they think AI is like the new science, so if they use AI in their works, it makes it look smarter when it obviously does the complete opposite. Like, for the first, like, few things, I guess, everyone makes mistakes. I can see that happening, but again, you've done it with the Moa, you've done it with the direwolf, now you're gonna do it here? Cancer's DNA-based? I thought it was cell-based. Isn't that when... okay, I don't really know a lot about, cancer. Wait, hold up. Let me look it up real quick. Because I remember reading somewhere about that cancer just being like malformed cells, right? DNA is both DNA and cell-based. Fundamentally, genetic disease caused by changes in DNA within a cell. Well, then, I mean, if you think about that, shouldn't that basically, like, shouldn't I be carrying cancer because my DNA doesn't change, right? Cancer begins when a cell's DNA becomes altered or mutated. These mutations get inherited from parents, acquired through errors during cell division, or caused by environmental factors like smoke. So that's mutation of DNA, though. Like, I didn't spawn with the code to eventually get cancer. Cancer is just something DNA-based that happens inside of a cell. Like, I think this and this are a bit different, right? Like, calling this science and cancer solving science, like, putting those two, like, they're both genetically related, right? In terms of, like, maybe, I guess, in the way the science works. But calling them, like, saying that they could be working on that instead of this is a bit of an overstatement. Bro, sunlight can mutate your DNA. Yes! Isn't that what happens, basically, if you don't wear sunscreen? You get those spots on your face because that's basically your cells mutating. But this isn't about birds. This is about mutating. This isn't about cancer. This is about taking the different genes of a bird, seeing which ones are fit to which beak, and then reassembling them to color in the new dodo-shaped, in quotations, beak. This has nothing to do with cancer research. I don't know why you're starting to bring up cancer. I don't quite understand, but I guess the only if I had to give this thing a silver lining, it would be maybe we could get a bit closer to being able to clone birds, but that seems to be about it. Making this and calling it an excuse for dodos to become de-extinct is nonsense. They're gonna sell these animals as a rare pets and nothing more. That's probably it. You never said that DNA technology are related, not one is more important than the other. Didn't you say? Hold up. Also, to gene-edit birds at this time is the same technology to try and find cures to cancer. Well, yeah, you never said one is more important than the other, but the way you said it kind of made it seem like that. Well, why edit bird genes when you could be solving cancer right now? That's the gist of the way I understood it. I might be wrong though. Again, English isn't my first language, so I might have misunderstood your statement. On the other hand, speaking of AI, we've had this. So, apparently the Natural History Museum and decided to do a new Age of Dinosaurs VR experience. And well, people were pretty quick to find out that, you know, the sauropod in question has 5 legs. Well, maybe this isn't its 5th leg. Maybe that's its, you know what, right? So, apparently what happened here was that this was, like, retouched by AI. They did use actual 3D models, but at some point they changed it. They, like, covered it up with AI, apparently? I guess they thought that if they, like, covered up with AI, like, it would, like, blend it better with the background. I mean, I can kind of get why they were coming from, but like, you know, the least you could do is make sure that the sauropod doesn't have a dick, right? You will never be the real Age of Dinosaurs. Yeah, goated movie. You need to know how to edit and pause genes from starting to form and how to get these cells to being accepted by the body, which is tasks that cancer research also requires. Oh! You should have just said that from the start. Now I understood what you were saying, because you said that the bird needs to accept the cells. So, I mean, in that sense, that's the, I guess. Okay, I see where you're coming from. Okay. Apologies. I didn't understand what you meant. It was a slip up. So, yeah. Apparently there's like some issues with the leg. I guess this part, I didn't quite catch that. But yes, obviously the sauropod with the dick is pretty much like the biggest smoking gun here, but if it wasn't for that sauropod dick, I probably would not have like been able to like see if it's like made by AI, because honestly, is this AI? I guess maybe because the AI thought that the plate is like behind the mat when it should be like over here. Probably because the way the plates work is like right, left, so it should be a plate on the right, but they put it on the left. I was like thinking to myself, maybe like the plate is in the center, but that wouldn't make sense. That's not how stegosaur plates work. Right, so the models and environment are not AI. Oh, even the environment wasn't AI. Okay. Okay, I mean, I honestly, when it comes to the background, I'm not quite sure whether something is AI or not, but it does have that all really like washed out feeling to it. So they are not AI. They were for some reason tidied up in AI at a late stage, and this is where the problems were introduced. I have done what I can to get assurance that it will not happen again. It was a mistake. Well, great that that's happening. Mistakes happen. I find it funny how they used AI to tidy it up and it just made it worse. I mean, honestly, as a thumbnail editor, I see what they were trying to do here, right? Because sometimes if I slap on different dinosaurs together in the background, hold on, let me like bring up a good example of this, right? Sometimes when I edit like thumbnails, like the images will just look really bad. So what I usually do is I would use like a fog effect to make it look like the background is like, to like basically try to soften up the edges. Did I? Oh yeah, usually I do that for videos. So I probably don't have it on my PC right now. But I get what they were trying to do here, but well, obviously, again, make sure that the sauropod doesn't have a dick. What are you doing? So, speak of AI, there's like one more thing that we need to talk about. Well, hold on. There's actually a lot of things that we need to talk about. Right, so there's also this. So, in a new amazing Dino World episode, this has been, newly revealed. So we have a new, fossilized cephalopod beak found in Hokkaido that is twice as big as the beak from the giant squid. If we simply scale up the giant squid, we could get a creature that is allegedly 20 meters in length. I highly doubt it. I'm gonna assume, right, I'm gonna throw my hat in the ring and just say that it's probably a species of giant squid that was big, don't get me wrong, but it probably wasn't 20 meters long. I'm assuming it probably just had a big mouth and that's it. So it's published, so let's check it out. Up the Cretaceous record of non-belemnite coleonoid jaws from Hokkaido, Japan, and its evolutionary implications. So we got three coleoid jaws from the three coleoid jaws. I'm assuming these are like the squid jaws from the Upper Cretaceous of Hokkaido, were taxonomically studied. They were identified as Longibellus matsumitoi and Ogiopsida. This paper offers reliable Upper Cretaceous records of non-belemnite decapodiform coleoids. The extremely large Ogiopsid jaws discovered in the study and in our other papers from the Santonian Companion of Hokkaido provide a reliable fossil record to infer the evolutionary history of the order. So cephalopods that include most extant known as squids, cuttlefish, and octopuses. Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, octopuses also have those beak mouths, right? This is a prime example of how not to do the size estimation in paleontology. You should never use the largest possible estimate based on the largest member of the group. True, but then again, you won't actually get to see a squid eat a mosasaur, so I'm assuming it's all worth it for that one scene, I suppose. Sperm whale. Yeah. This thing is from the Cretaceous, though, yes. But, I remember as a kid, I was always, like, reading books about the cephalopods. And it was always, like, the way the sperm whale and the giant squid was depicted was that they would always, like, fight to the death. But we all know now that the squid is just, like, a big wiggly spaghetti for the whale, so there's no really a way for the squid to beat the whale. The best it can do is, like, escape. I should watch Amazing Dino World. I haven't done that yet. But yes, a giant, even if it's not 20 meters big, it was likely still very big. So, yeah, big squid incoming. So, on the other hand, we have Centrosaurus and Chantingosaurus that are coming to Jurassic World Alive. The models and colors look quite nice. Okay, so let's check the new dinosaurs out for Jurassic World Alive. So we've got Centrosaurus here. Okay. I mean, the colors look nice, but I feel like the skull... I mean, they definitely try to, like, fit it to the actual, like, Ceratopsian rig, but... Why is this nostril all the way down there? That's kind of cursed, not gonna lie. That's probably not how the skull works. Why is the nose horn all the way up here? Shouldn't it be, like, more, like, over here? Or maybe they tried to, like, base the ratio of the actual skull, but the head rig for the Ceratopsian was a lot longer. So instead of, like, fitting the nose horn to, on the part of the snout that would make it look more sense, they just slapped it on where the actual horn would be. If they used the right proportions for the head, which they did not, that's why I'm assuming it looks a bit wonky. But, like, coloration-wise, it does look really pretty. I wonder if this is gonna be, like, a Lux. So, okay, so apparently it's its model with its hybrids texture over it. So that's not its actual texture. Okay. So I was wondering why the stomach looked open, but okay. So we also gonna have Nanotyrannus. I thought Nanotyrannus was already in the game. Like, it's an epic by the name Junior, right? I guess this is like Junior Gen 2, I suppose. And this time it's feather, too. I like the colors. But what does worry me is the way the hybrids seem to work in Jurassic World Alive nowadays. Like, the hybrids used to have their own flavor, so to say, when it comes to creature design. But nowadays, it's just like a fattier, bulkier version of one of its materials. And it even uses its, like, original color scheme, too. Usually, nowadays, when they make a new hybrid, if you want, like, the actual color scheme, it's probably usually, like, a skin that you have to pay money for. Because, what was it? What was it called again? The Dinosaurs, Thylacolagreus, what was it called again? The Apex hybrid. This one has, like, colors of Dinosaurs. And if you want the actual interesting color, you have to, like, buy its skin. Bro, what is with the franchise's newfound obsession with Nanotyrannus now? First the Mattel figure, now this? And it's even worse that they actually made it a genuinely good design. Exactly. Like, you basically made the unicorn of the dinosaurs here. Something that doesn't even exist. Did you see the Chaos Theory Season 4 trailer yet? Yes, we did. We did react to it. Like, just like an hour ago, I think. And also we're getting Chantingosaurus. Gotta love Chantingosaurus. I wonder how they are gonna do that, though. Like, I was kind of hoping that they wouldn't eventually get Chantingosaurus, right? Not because I don't like the animal, but because, like, Chantingosaurus feels a lot different than other hadrosaurs, if you know what I mean. I mean, then again, they managed to shrink down Coreosaurus. Coreanosaurus. So maybe they could scale up the iguanodonted rig to make space for Chantingosaurus. Because I'm gonna be so upset if they get Chantingosaurus and it's exactly the same size as an iguanodon. Like, the whole point of it is its size. That's what makes it so cool. But then again, the color schemes by itself already look awesome. Like, Jurassic World Alive, they used to do really shit designs for the past, like, few updates, but they've been locking in ever since, like, this summer, I think. Oh! The Centrosaurus is apparently a common. Alright. So, it's not an Omega. I thought it would be an Omega. I'm gonna be honest. I thought that at least one of them would be an Omega, but I guess not. So, yes, also this. Apparently, remember this Gorgosaurus fossil that was up on sale for some point? Yeah, some rich guy bought it and he slapped it on top of his rooftop. Yeah, this didn't go to a museum. It's just some art piece for a rich guy now. So, rest in peace to that Gorgosaurus. We won't be able to see it in the scientific literature anytime soon. Well, not all stories can have a happy ending, what can I say? We were very lucky with the T-Rex. That's, I think, somewhere in Saudi Arabia in a natural history museum, I think. And the Stegosaurus went to a different museum, I think, but... Well, unfortunately, it is what it is. It's capitalism at work. What does worry me is that that would incentivize more people to, like, dig up fossils. They have no, you know, permits to digging them up. But sad. Like, dude, like, you bought the Gorgosaurus for a shit ton of money, and the one thing you're gonna do with it is slap it on the top of a rooftop? Like, wasn't there a lot more different things you could do with it? Like, I'm not upset that the rich guy decided to do it, use a fossil for its own gain. Like, I'm more upset at the fact, that that's all it did. Like, you've taken this really big Gorgosaurus, and you're just basically using it as a giant action figure. Like, is a Gorgosaurus worth that much to you? Like, you could just probably ask a museum, donate it to a museum, or lend it to a museum, have them cast a fossil as a part of the deal, and just display the fossil, the replica. Like, I mean, that's how all museums do it. What makes you from doing the same, right? Like, you bought this dinosaur for so much money, and like, that's the extent of how you're gonna be using it? Damn, talk about a missed opportunity. But yes, I want to also talk about this. This has been already making the rounds for a while, but I still wanted to talk about it just because it's been like, it's been again put into the forefront of discussion again. So we might as well throw it back up, and well, we could talk about this. So apparently they retconned the Triceratops skull in Skull Island to be whatever the fuck this is. So yeah, let's check out what this is. So it's apparently gonna be a tree conicorn. It's a mole-like creature that come from trichons, a type of tree. What? So it's not even an animal? So they find somewhere to bury themselves far away and die to become another trichon tree. Yeah, this is stupid. Yeah, it is. Like, what the fuck is this? Like, the idea itself is just stupid, right? And let's not even talk about the AI, obviously AI-generated image here. Because, like, what do you mean? Like, when you think about, like, a good creature slash kaiju design, like, I kind of expected the Monsterverse to pull some kind of, like, Monster Hunter thing, where at least animals, sure, they are much more bigger than the laws of physics could allow them to be, but they have some form of grounded rule. Nope, we've got animals that are plants now. Fuck you. Like, what kind of, like, fantasy RPG bullshit is this? And, like, you know it's obviously AI, right? Because this head is not something that a human being would draw. Like, this looks like one of those AI artifacts back in the day, what the AIs would throw out if you typed in Triceratops. And like, dude, look at this. It literally has like a leg. What the hell is... Why does it have a leg over there? No Dinosaurs rule is one of the fucking stupidest thing that the Monsterverse has done. Dinosaurs are like the bread and butter of kaiju designs. Exactly. Didn't like Power Rangers recently get like a Dinosaur kaiju? Yeah, a Triceratops skull, a tree. See, like, it makes no sense. Like, it didn't even have to be like a dinosaur. Like, isn't Gamora like a ceratopsian kaiju? They could have made something like that. Especially considering that this skull is already a lot bigger than an actual Trek skull. You know, sometimes I kind of wish I could just be the author of this guy. I could just do nothing, just shit out a couple of images and earn a shit ton of money. How easy would my life be that way? Like, the one thing I'm so surprised is the fact that, like, the guy who drew this, like, drew in quotations, he never got any repercussions for this. Like, it is so obviously day and night. Like, even a 9-year-old could see that this is AI generated. The fact that he was paid for this is insane. And like, this wasn't even like a one-time thing. Like some kind of like cover image or some advertisement for a show, like what we saw with Swordpot with a dick image that we saw earlier. This one, like like 90, like at least 70% of what made that book useful was like the art. So if you remove the art, like what the fuck is this book even like supposed to do, right? Live Carpet Finch reaction. Yeah, like, sometimes, like, I really only watch Monsterverse because of, like, Godzilla and stuff. And mainly because, like, Japanese Godzilla, there aren't really a lot of new movies coming out. I know there's, like, a new -1 movie in production, but I do feel like Monsterverse, on average, makes, like, more movies. And since, like, I don't have any expectations for Monsterverse movies the way I have with Jurassic World, I always say I don't have any expectations with Jurassic World, but, like, I have standards. For Monsterverse movies, I usually don't even have standards to begin with. So it makes it a lot more easier for me to just watch it recreationally. You got the Gorgo news wrong. It's in a glass cage on a parking lot. Like, it's on the roof of a parking lot. Didn't I say it was like on the roof of a building? But yes, since I don't really have any standards when it comes to the Monsterverse films, it's one of those few cases where I can just watch something just while relaxing myself, so... I mean, I'm fine with Monsterverse, but like the moment they try to like go a bit deeper than what the basic stuff that the movie is telling me, like, they always pull off shit like this. Like, what is this? Seriously? Like, surprisingly enough, I'm not even like that against the use of AI. Like, I can see how for some people it could be used as a tool, but like, this is not the way. Like, and I'm a guy who's fairly more fluctuating when it comes to the opinion of when it comes to AI. Right? Like, as long as AI isn't doing like 90% of the job for you, and as it looks like scientifically informed, which of course the AI will never be able to do because it can't catch up with the science behind the illustrations. That's why, as I said, AI can never do paleo art. But this doesn't, like, fuck scientific references. They didn't even get the proper skull shape right, which was like the only thing the thing had to base off of. Like, this is just laziness. And that I don't like. Yeah, we really need to have like a movie for the Skull Island, for the old Skull Island movie. Because like I still find it really insane how they made like an entire ecosystem only for the movie to like not use not even 10% of the roster. It's so insane. Because, like, as a kid, like, the creativity that this allows to me was just insane. Because I remember as a kid, I would be, like, playing with my Playmobil dinosaurs, and we'd be, like, on a Skull Island and stuff. And, like, there's, like, so much that, like, then my 9-year-old's mind could go through, right? Even the fact, because, like, yes, sure, we saw the T-Rex in the movie, but, like, yes, but what about the sauropod iguanodontids? What about the Ferocitas? Like, you never saw them in the movie. So it always, like, there's, like, something about that encourages creativity, I suppose. And, well, where else with the Monsterverse? We got this. Well, I mean, at least in the new, apparently, comic strip that they've got with the Skull Island, they do seem to be bringing back some dinosaur-form creatures. So, at least there's that. So, one last thing. Very minor. But apparently this was like a comic strip from Marvel. and I had to talk about this on stream. Like, can you spot all the dinosaurs? Like, can you spot all the dinosaurs used in this image? Right, we've got blue. Like, again. Like, one would think they would, like, if you trace the exact same image twice, they'd at least, like, put the tail in a different angle, but of course not. We've got the Bullyland Velociraptor, which I didn't even know that was the Bullyland Velociraptor because y'all had to, like, tell me about it. Because, it was so unrecognizable. But, like, to think that was the Bullyland Velociraptor, it's crazy. Like, look, it looks so terrible. So, of course, we got the Prime 1 dinosaur statue, the T-Rex one. And apparently, whoever bought the statue really wanted to use the bang for its buck because he traced it 3 times. 1, 2, 3. We got the generic JP T-Rex render again. We've got something that looks like the side view of the Triceratops, but then they added some extra horns to it, so it looks a bit weird. I think I also see a bit of the Schleich Triceratops' foot here a bit. Although I might be wrong. And I'm pretty sure this is the iToy Dilophosaurus, right? Hold on, let me look it up. Was it iToy? What was the brand again? Yeah, no, this is it. See? I told you it's the same Dilophosaurus. And we also have the Safari, LTD, and Anguera, apparently. We also have the Papo Apatosaurus. We've got something over here. We've got, Charlie. Huge Charlie. Wait, holy shit, is that the freaking Carnivores from Primal Carnage? And of course, even the author, like, I do find it very funny, is that, like, they didn't even get to trace this properly, because they went ahead and they gave the Carnivores longer arms. Like, fuck, if you're gonna trace it, like, trace it properly, dude. Or, like, what the hell are you doing? And of course, do I even have to say it at this point? It's the one and only Papatyrannosaurus. Right? Like, the Papatyrannosaurus has probably been, like... I'm not a Marvel fan, so I'm not quite sure, but... Like, I'm pretty sure there was a Papatyrannosaurus in the Batman's lair. I mean, this guy might be the one from the Batman's lair, for all I know. So, yeah. Papa T-Rex is officially canon in the Marvel universe. I can't wait for the new villain after Thanos has been defeated. So we got the Stegosaurus from Fallen Kingdom. Apparently this is some kind of Majungasaurus reconstruction, I think. That's not Turok. People say that why do they say this is Turok? I guess because the face looks ugly. This dino is traced. It's traced because of the early 2000s / late 90s dino gifting wrapping paper. What? No, that's not the gift wrapping paper. That's probably Charlie from Jurassic World, right? Isn't it this illustration? It is this. A Batman is DC, not Marvel? Same thing. I was also maybe thinking that this could be the dinosaur from, was it Fabersaurus? It wasn't Fabersaurus. The dino from, like, Walking with Dinosaurs. What was it called again? I remember asking about that on stream before. Because I know that one of the renders had a very similar pose to this. I can't remember. Wasn't Fabersaurus, right? It's this one, this render. Keep forgetting its name. I mean, to be fair, it's a pretty forgettable name, to the point where even the movie never stated the name out loud. I genuinely have no idea. It is Parksosaurus. Wait, did I say something else? I said Fabrasaurus, right? I don't know why I keep saying bringing up Parksosaurus, but I guess the render, no, the render doesn't look similar at all. Yeah, this is definitely Charlie, right? But yes. Every single fucking one of these bastards is traced from a Jurassic World render. They trace even that goddamn figure. Like, I always think, right, tracing, like, stuff like this, right? Like, at least with the Ananguera, right? At least it's something a bit more obscure, right? I can kind of see why they were going for. But the moment they trace anything from Jurassic World or the goddamn Papo dinosaurs, that's where it goes from being, just saving time to just straight out lazy. Marvel Art is exposed for tracing. Is this literally from the same? Is that about the same dinosaur? Let's see.
Some stuff that I saw on Twitter today. It has to do with
Sure, let's react to this video.
and
Why not?
A severely traced scene in one of the comics from 2020. It was found by, what's the name of this person? Venom by Daylight. They posted non-Venom content and they said, well, I'll just show you. Unrelated to Venom, but I was on the Marvel database wiki and was looking at the page on Dinosaur and was greeted with this image. This one particularly goes out to the Paleo Twitter followers. Let's play a game. It's called Spot the Traced Dinosaur. So when we look at this, you can see there's a lot of
every single one of them is
traced. So we're
traced.
gonna look. And a lot of these might even look familiar to you if you guys actually like Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, any of those Jurassic movies from that franchise. Some of these might feel a little bit familiar to you because some of them are. The one that I know that's 100% familiar to me is this one in particular because I think that this specifically is a toy. So someone had already actually found all of them. And we're going to look at these too. Look. These are just...
Yeah, there it is. That's why I said. That's the image that I saw.
All traced.
That's why I said this was the Bullyland Velociraptor.
Slight difference.
It looks so cursed.
Slight, not the same color. This is literally the same thing. Slight difference of the head tilt. These two are exactly traced. So is this one. And this. No,
it's worse. They made the arms longer. On one of the features that separates Carnivores from every single other dinosaur is that it had long arms. I mean, it had short arms. Freaking me, even the trace art is messing up with my brain, right?
Blue, exactly in her stance. This is also one. They're like, oh, what is that? What is that term I like to use? Copyright saved dinosaurs. Like, look at this. This one.
Like, it's not even copyright safe, is it? Because I'm pretty sure Jurassic World renders are from Universal. They aren't copyright-free images. It's just, they've been so overused to the point that people forget that they have copyright on them, I think. Right?
Here.
Hold up. Are they actually free to use? So is this image copyrighted? What about this one? Like, I feel like, especially with the first Jurassic World T-Rex renders, like, we've seen this render so many times. Like, I don't even know, like, I feel like this point, like, Universal is deliberately, like, not, like, copyrighting them, because they know it's just free advertisement. Or it could be just because they can't do that, like, because they can't copyright a dinosaur. But I'm pretty sure they can copyright an image of a dinosaur in this exact pose, right? Or maybe even that's too much. But, like, it's obvious that they trace the image. I feel like copyright should work here, right?
You can tell there is a difference. There is a difference. The pose is the same. This is like, don't copy my homework, but they copied the homework. Like, this one, I mean, it's hard to see, but if you back it up a little bit, you could see that they put some scaling here where...
There was a Papavelociraptor in the image? Excuse me? Why did I not see it? That's the Papavelociraptor? That's not the Papavelociraptor, is it? I'm pretty sure it's not. None of their poses look like it.
On here, I mean, it's a very slightly different, but the poses are all the same. Well, you know what? This pose is actually a little bit different. This guy actually did a little bit adjustment right here.
They did not. They just painted over it. Like, they drew like a horn behind it. That's why I said the fur looks a bit weird. Because they took the exact same render, or the exact same image, and they tried to, like, draw around it to give it, like, a different perspective thing, but they didn't actually mess around with the actual proportions of the head. So it just looks weird.
You know what he might have done? This guy might have done a 3D render and then just adjusted the head a little bit, because you can't even see the other one. Or maybe,
no, you are giving this guy way too much credit, dear.
Maybe he was just able to figure it out. But some of these are just straight rip-offs. Like, this is literally the same. Oh, but it's so hard to be like...
No, it's
like,
not that... Why do people say this is the Turok Dilophosaurus? No, this is the Itoy Dilophosaurus.
These are the same poses, but this head is a little bit tilted down, and they changed this one a little bit. And this is this is clearly the same thing, but the teeth are different.
Oh, it wasn't Majungasaurus.
Like,
it was just
this?
another Carnivores.
Right?
And then he did it again. He made the arms longer in this one too. Crazy.
So I went and looked it up, and it was done by Carlos Magno. He does a bunch of...
You son of a bitch!
On Deadpool or whatever. And he did Empire Avengers something. I can't find it, but hold on. Here we go. He did Empire Avengers Volume 13, where that's the one that has the dinosaurs in it. And I just wanted to make sure before I even accused anybody.
How the hell did dinosaurs even find their way to Marvel? Like, I didn't see any dinosaurs in a Marvel
movie.
movie.
The colorist clearly just colored everything, but Carlos Magno did it. He did it. He traced it. So what I did is, because, you know, obviously, you guys know me. I can't just let things be. So I went and I actually tagged him in the post. As you can see right here, I said, why did you trace these, Keck? And as you go through the thread, apparently, Paleo Twitter is apparently a very, very specific Twitter. And these people know where all of these came from, right? So someone was able to tell, which one was it? There was a guy who's like, this dino is traced. I know it's traced because it is an early 2000s, late 90s dino wrapping paper that was on my birthday gifts. Like, how do you fucking remember that?
That's not the one! I literally said that's the one thing they got wrong. This wouldn't... That doesn't even work because the render's from, like, 2010. We literally talked about it, like, 5 seconds ago.
You guys know, like, for realsies... I don't know how to say some of these names, so I'm not gonna. Like, they call out Primal Carnage, Carnotaurus, whatever that means. Like, one of the dinosaurs is called Papo Rex. I'm gonna show you guys Papo Rex. I'm assuming this is Papo Rex, and this is the other one. I don't actually know enough about dinosaurs to be able to tell you all of the things that these guys are talking about, because this thread is fucking busy. Fucking busy. It has 215.
Wait, does she think Papo Rex is like a species of dinosaur? Does she think Papo Rex is like a variant of a dinosaur? No, right?
And when you go look at their quote retweets, they're kind of like, stop tracing the dinosaurs. Clearly all of these are from Jurassic World, Jurassic Park, Jurassic Evolution designs. You know, some people are like, there is no original drawing in this picture. And I think this wants to lead back to, like, when you trace images, like, okay, so let's talk about what this guy actually did. So we all know that those are from Jurassic Park, 120 million %, right? And because they're from Jurassic...
I mean, Primal Carnage isn't from Jurassic World. Neither was the Ananguera. I don't think it was deliberately trying to use them from Jurassic World. It's just that if you look up dinosaurs on Google, like 99% of them are from Jurassic World, so I guess that's how it happened. I don't think it was maliciously trying to look for Jurassic World.
You can draw a dinosaur, right? Without designing a complete dinosaur from your own. And the thing is those Jurassic Park movies are probably... Okay, Paleo Twitter, don't come at me, but I am assuming that the dinosaurs that are in Paleo Twitter, the dinosaurs that are in Jurassic...
A statement so disturbing, YouTube had to turn an ad for me, right?
They are almost as accurate as they could possibly be.
Okay, I see what you did there, YouTube. You really tried to shield me from her words, didn't you?
Based on what information that they have, right? So that's what I'm assuming. Also, don't come at me for my voice.
No.
It's
no. Don't say that. Don't say that. So, you'll kill us all.
By that logic, this would be similar to you grabbing someone's pose and then just tracing over the pose, right? Because they have all the same muscles, they have all the same anatomy, but there's not that many like actual dinosaurs. So it would be super easy to find where the dinosaurs came from because they're all from Jurassic Park. But, you know, let's say I were to find something on iStock and I just traced the pose and nothing more, just trace the pose. It would almost be impossible to find the reference because that pose has been done by millions of people. So this is where I feel like it gets a little bit muddy, you know, like when you are tracing, like if you trace
I do remember something similar happening actually in a webtoon of South Korea, right? I don't exactly know exactly how it happened. I'm not really an avid like webtoon reader anymore. But I from what I've heard, there used to be this really big webtoon, and they were tracing poses, but they were doing it in a very clever way. They always didn't really, they never went for the big obvious ones. They never traced the Papo T-Rex, I suppose, in terms of like dinosaurs poses, I suppose, right? They always traced like, I mean, I'm not talking about dinosaurs right now. It wasn't a dinosaur manga. It was like, I think it was like a generic manga. I think it's about like school kids fighting, right? So apparently they like took like reference like a scene at some point from like, what was it, Dragon Ball or something like that? It was like a really big famous media. It was like a really famous pose, and that's where it all crashed down and the webtoon got like delisted in like a couple of weeks. And apparently it was right in front of the climax too, so I remember some people like being really upset at it.
For a pose, right? Most people who are doing the trace over a pose, they're just tracing over the gesture of the pose. It's not literally one for one because they're going to change it. They want it changed. So when you hover it over, it doesn't even look the same, right? But with these, I know that if you like hovered them over, they would be the same because they're promotional material for the movie. But they're just different enough. They're like, what's that called? It's like great value dinosaurs. That's what they are. Like, they look like the dinosaurs, they appear like the dinosaurs, but they're like great value dinosaurs. Like, I don't know if Warner Brothers could go after Marvel for this.
Isn't Jurassic World not even from Warner Brothers? Isn't it?
There's
is Warner Brothers Universal?
Slightly different. Like, okay, so like one of the dinosaurs in particular, like the one where someone found all of the images, right? So let's look at the one with all the images on it. So this dinosaur right here, right? Oh my god, I know it's pixelated. I'm so sorry. Okay, so this one is not the same color as this one, and it's not even a recolor. It's the same pose, but they're drawn just slightly different. Like, see how this looks like kind of like a beak a little bit, and this...
Like, you just realize how stupid the artist was when drawing this? Because, like, the more I look at it, especially when it comes to the Bullyland Velociraptor, like, the worse it gets. Like, he genuinely thought that this over here is where, like, its arm ends. And this is where, like, the hand begins, when that's not the case of the actual toy. Right? Like, heck, he figured this out with this other arm, but with the left arm, he did figure out the anatomy, but with the right arm, he just lost all sense, and did whatever the fuck this is. Because this over here, he drew in hand at the end of this thing, which is not the way raptor arms work. Like, if you look at the toy, this is where the arm begins. This entire part is his hand. So, well, if you look at the perspective, that's his first claw, then there's a second, and then there's a third claw behind it that you can't quite see. But he thought, oh no, I'm obviously the better artist than the actual, like, guys who worked on this, right? Because I'm pretty sure, like, when they made Bullyland, I think they got, like, reference material from paleontologists at Stuttgart in Germany, I think. So, yeah, fuck the scientists in Stuttgart, right? Like, I'm drawing for a Marvel, motherfuckers! I know a lot more about dinosaur anatomy than you freaks, so, and he just slapped on another arm at the end of the hand, so... Yeah, what the hell is going on with that? Like, why'd you do that? Like, if you're gonna trace, just trace it. Don't try to, like, do your own spin at it and just make it worse.
Like, this one probably is the worst one. This one's the worst one. It's even the same color. Like, and that one up there, this up here. But, like, no one owns dinosaurs. Like, especially, like, are these dinosaur designs original? Like, there's only so many ways you can design a dinosaur, right? Like, if you look up here, look at this one. Like, this doesn't even... It doesn't...
Oh, yeah, shit, I didn't even realize that there was a sauropod there.
Like, yeah, it does look exactly like this. Has the small head and the big neck. But it's a little bit... It's a slightly different. And so is this one. Even though it has all the same anatomy. Like, for example, up here, you can see that the gums are pink. And the arms here are more muscular. So, like, people would look at all these little things and go, like, I would be surprised if this got any traction through any kind of news outlet or, like, between Marvel and Warner Brothers. I'd be very surprised. I just can't see it. I mean, it's terrible and it's 100% traced. Carlos, you shouldn't have done that. But at the same time, I know these guys got like a month to do this shit. So if he did all the inking and he did all the drawing, clearly he did not have time to do this shit.
Well, that's not our problem. That's his problem.
What's the alternative? If we're not supposed to trace, clearly we're supposed to trace. Are you going to trace? Like, okay, would I trace dinosaurs in a jam? Probably. I probably would. Because there's things that, like, okay, so somebody suggests in the comments that what they should do is that if they have someone who knows how to draw dinosaurs, they should just hire temporarily a freelance person who does dinosaurs.
No, you see, that would require them to spend more money. And you can't let a multi-billion company like Marvel have them hire another artist. Like, they're gonna go bankrupt, right? Wouldn't somebody think about those small companies
that knows how to draw them?
Like, support your indies.
And do it because they'll look better. And that is a good idea. I mean, that would be realistically what you would want to do. You'd want to bring on somebody to help you out with some of the projects you're doing. I mean, and that's why a part of me, like...
honestly, I don't quite agree with that. Like, what do you mean you're gonna hire an entire guy to draw dinosaurs for you for a single comic strip? Like, that makes no sense, right? I get you're an artist, right? I know like, I have artist friends around me, so we all want to be, like, hired for some, like, big project. I can kind of see the sentiment there. But instead of hiring a temporary guy, like, looking around trying to hire that one guy, that itself, the process is going to take way too long. What they should do in Marvel, however, is they should at least have, like, a generic creature artist. Like, it doesn't have to be, like, dinosaurs, right? Like, for example, I know there's, like, some people in, like, Magic the Gathering that draw creatures, and they can't necessarily draw, like, scientifically accurate dinosaurs, but they understand what a dinosaur is. They understand, like, the basic anatomy of one. Like, so sometimes if I see their dragons, I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty sure that thing's, like, part pterosaur there. I see some of the references here. Like, what they should do is just have a guy that is well-versed in, like, animal anatomy, so that they'll be able to draw, like, aliens, dragons, like, whatever. Like, instead of having one artist do all of that, instead of hiring a temporary one, why don't you just have one guy that does all the creature stuff? Like, and only the creature stuff. I don't know why. I guess that's just not the way the industry works over there, but I do suppose that's a better alternative than hiring a separate guy for that one occasion. Like that just does not seem economically financiable.
Why did he do that? Like, obviously, I don't know if he'll even respond to the comment because he was tagged in Twitter, but we would have to see what he says, because, I mean, the comics from 5 years ago, you know? That's a while ago. But some of these people know exactly where all of the dinosaurs came from and which...
Wait, this shit is 5 years ago? Damn. Things really do get buried under time, huh?
I don't even know. This one dude's like, my level of autism is so damn high that I can say each image he copied one by one. And they're not one for one. I know that they're not. They're very close to one for one. But the thing is like, the dinosaurs are so small of, like, a niche to draw. Like, is it okay just to take somebody's renders and then just trace over them at that point? Like, they're already out there. If you recolor them and you adjust them a little bit, like, okay, how about this? How about we do a different one? The dodo, right? So there's only a few dodos in the world. Like,
they're all dead.
Actual, like, bodies of the dodo.
We don't have any bodies. We have the head and the legs.
Like, that image of the dodo. But would you get in trouble for that? Like, if you, okay, how about this? Let's say you rendered the dodo and it's the only render of its kind. Let's say there's one render and somebody traces over your render. Could they get in trouble if they paint it a little bit different because it's like an animal? It's like one of a kind animal and it's the only person who did the render? Like, how does that work? Like, is it fair use? Because the image, is it considered part of a, oh my God, is it considered part of a collage? I'm just confused as to where you go when the thing that you need to draw is unique, you know? Because there's a million humans out there, but there's only like a few dodo specimens that are stuffed. And there's dinosaur bones, but you'd still have to go based off of what we see from Jurassic Park if you really wanted to, like, get it closely accurate. Because at that point, it's just a...
that just hurt
like,
me.
What do you do? What's the answer? I'm just curious. If you guys have an answer, please feel free to, or if you're a professional, you know, drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear someone like a Sam does art, or...
I will say, though, right? I'm not an artist, but yes, it is true that we don't have that many specimens from the dodo bird. But then again, if you look up Google, if you Google dodo right now, like, especially, I mean, for her sentiment, it makes a lot more sense to use a dodo as a reference because we only ever had one head and, like, the legs of the dodo. That's, like, all we have. Like, that's literally all we have. So, but if you look up dodo, there's so many different images of the dodo, right? Yes, of course, there's the really famous one that is, based off the what was it? There's that really this one, which is, like, the go-to dodo art, right? But yes, sure, that is true. But if you just type Google, look up dodo there. Look at how different artists like depict the dodo. Sure, they might have been based off of the dodo, but, like, it's a lot different than, like, the original art. Sure, we have some trace images, but, like, could you say that this is traced from this? Like, I wouldn't say so. That's pretty far-fetched. Like, just because there's only one specimen doesn't mean that you are only restricted to drawing off that one image that somebody drew of the animal. Right? Like, there's plenty of other ways to depict animals. And there's gonna be, like, because for every extinct animal out there, there's gonna be a lot of people that, like, at least like it, or, at least have an understanding of it, right? And they would eventually, at some point, make depictions of the animal. For example, like, take a look at the new Pachycephalosaur that was discovered in Mongolia today. Or at least, like, published today. What was it? The Za something? Like, we already have people that drew the Zavacephaly, yes. Like, we have people that already have been, like, reconstructing it. Like this. Sure. Like, her logic doesn't make quite a lot of sense, because, yeah, we have the bones now, but, like, I mean, is this copyrighted? No, it's not. If somebody traced this exact image, or have a rough trace by it, the way the Marvel artist did for the Papo T-Rex, would that fall, like, under fair use? Of course not! But if I drew my own Zavacephaly, based off the bones, that wouldn't be copyright. And I don't even have that much knowledge about Zavacephaly in general. I haven't even read the paper. Like, I don't think just because an animal has only, like, one or very few specimens to base off, doesn't mean that you're only restricted to drawing the image in a very specific pose. I feel like criticism is warranted. Like, it's not even like a rare species of animal. It's not like some really, obscure species of dinosaur, like, well, I don't know, like Tatankacephaly or something like that. Right? You know what? Screw it. Let me just look up Tatankacephaly right now. Right? Nobody probably heard about this dinosaur. But look at this. There's so many images of a Tatankacephaly. I mean, not a lot, again, compared to, like, the dodos that we saw. There definitely isn't a lot of them, but, like, here's one. Here's one. Here's one. Here's one. Here's one. Like, just because an animal is not much known, there's gonna be somebody that draws an image off of it. And, like, somebody will have to be the first, right? And, like, it's not warranted to steal, like, trace this guy's up because there's only that many images of Tatankacephaly out there. Like, I don't think that's ethical.
Or Adam Duff, or Philip Sue, one of those guys who's done concept art for something, or is friends with professionals. Like, I would love to know the answer. But I guess that's it. What would you guys do? What would you guys do if you had a month to draw a comic, and in that month you also had to draw something you've never really drawn before, like dinosaurs? I feel like I would do what this guy did, even if it would get me in trouble. Like, there's no way I'm gonna learn how to. I'm not gonna learn how to draw dinosaurs extensively. That's like not realistic. Like, in reality, you should be drawing everything, but you're not gonna be good at drawing everything. That's impossible. But if you guys want to support the channel, feel free to go over to my Patreon. I try to put out stuff there with my writing, which has been very on the back burner for now. And I also post videos over there. You guys can see some of that over there. I also post my full res art, if that's interesting to you. I was thinking about posting up maybe little tidbits or tips and tricks, maybe. I don't know. For, like, you know, beginners, because that's who I cater to usually. And also, feel free to subscribe, because I would love to get to 15K before the end of the year. That'd be so awesome. And if you could share and like this video.
Yes, make sure to like and subscribe, guys. Okay, so what was I gonna talk about? There's, like, one more thing that I was gonna say, but I forgot. God damn it, what was it? I was about to say, I'm just gonna listen to her outro and then I'll say it, but, like, I totally forgot. Oh, yes, I was gonna talk about that. Yeah, you don't, like, even if you aren't good at drawing dinosaurs, I'm pretty sure there's loads of, like, dinosaur, like, references, right? Like, this is the kind of stuff that I was, trying to learn when it comes to drawing dinosaurs. Like, stuff like this. I mean, why didn't you trace some guy, some random guy on Pinterest? Like, that's the one thing I don't understand. Why did you go for Jurassic World renders? Like, she literally said it. A lot of people wouldn't have noticed it if they traced, like, some obscure pose, right? And, like, I didn't even have to go to, like, an obscure hidden website to find out all these, like, different images of poses of dinosaurs. I literally looked up dinosaur pose references. It was really that simple. Yeah, her argument has no ground. I might be wrong, though. I'm not really the kind of guy who insists that he's right all the time. But yeah, there's also this. There's also a lot of different, like, phone. I know there's like an apps on phone where you got like cheap Unity asset dinosaurs, but you can at least like spin them around. Like that was like an entire like thing that we had on the phone. Yeah, dinosaur mannequins. It's literally this one. It's exactly this one. Like, just use something like this. You don't have to learn how to draw a dinosaur. Like, if you can trace something from Jurassic World, you sure as hell can trace over this. Well, alright. Let's see what else we've got. I do think that was pretty much it, what I was gonna, like, talk about for today, I think. Oh yeah, there's also this. I mean, to be fair, this is from a bit of time ago. But I was gonna talk about it on stream, but I never got to. Right, again, now that I've shat on a bunch of artists, now it's time to shat on all the dinosaur lovers. So when it comes to a lot of paleontology, like dinosaur lovers on the internet, like this is the one thing I never really quite understood about a certain group of paleontology fans, I suppose, out there on the internet, right? I don't like how some people, it's not gonna be all of y'all, right? Of course, right? But there's like a definitely like a vocal minority that acts very negatively whenever we find like a new species of dinosaur, and it's like, oh, usually like a fragmented species, like a fragmented bone, right? Because recently, not recently, it was like early this month, but they found like some teeth, and the teeth were analyzed to that be of like some form of megalosaur, likely Spinosaur. So a lot of people have been like saying like that, oh, there's like this, we thought it would be something new, but like all we got was teeth. How boring. Like, I don't know, like that's that's just wrong, right? Like, what do you mean? Why are you guys so like, why are you guys upset about the fact that we got little material for like a new species, right? You should be happy. Why are you guys upset? Like, if it wasn't for the teeth, we wouldn't even know about the dinosaurs' existence in the first place, right? So why are you upset that we got teeth? You might say just teeth, but what do you mean just teeth? Yeah, that's a really sad way to look at it, exactly. Like, especially considering the whole part of, like, dinosaur paleontology and, like, paleontology in general is just discovering the past. And, like, we all know we can't find, like, 100% intact specimens for all the dinosaurs out there. Like, that's never gonna happen. You and I know that. We all know that. And there's just gonna be some dinosaurs that end up, you know, drawing those short end of the stick, you know? You just aren't preserved very well. Maybe like a leg bone, or like a rib, or like a tooth over there. But as long as it's diagnostic, AKA, it's got traits that differentiate it from any other animal. You couldn't say that it's its own species. And of course, they might be invalidated, similar to how Australopithecus or Sigilmastosaurus to some extent, or Oxalea. I keep saying Spinosaurus, maybe there's a patent to it. Let me bring up another nomen dubium. What is there? Natoceratops, that's one. Right? Like, imagine saying all of those dinosaurs, and like people are saying, oh no, boring, because we only found like a small part of the animal, right? How what? Like, this is just something I don't understand. Tyrannosaurus was some vertebrae at first. Imagine seeing these people being like this with the first Tyrannosaurus bone. Exactly. Who knows what the rest of the animal was gonna be like? I mean, we literally have something similar to Spinosaurus right now. It's called Vectispinus. We have some bones from some kind of Spinosaur found in the UK. And from what some people say, those bones could be larger than that of Spinosaurus. But yes, I mean, I'm pretty sure, like, I believe in you guys. I don't think anyone here will be, like, crapping on dinosaur discoveries because they found, like, one bone. Right? That's just, if you are like that, you should be ashamed. Right? Like, that's the same thing as people being upset at Saurophaganax for being a sauropod. And saying that it was been downgraded when we never really knew a lot about Saurophaganax to begin with. Yeah, better name meme would be Paleonthusiasts. Be like, exactly. Counter it with this one. I love Glupshitosaurus. Read the Holotypes Publication Award. like, again, as I said, small brain cases, like small parts of bone, some teeth. That's awesome. Like, I don't know why people are upset at this. You should be happy. Alright, I mean, this is a Dinosaur Gaming channel after all, so we should probably, like, play something. Although, it's 1 AM right now, and I need to edit tomorrow's video. Oh yeah, back to this thing. This is a fan makes up headcanon and it's disappointed that it's not real anymore situation, because in my head it looked like this. Yeah, I mean, they could just call this a dinosaur kaiju, right? They don't even have to say it's a dinosaur. Dr. Niza Ibrahim coined the term for people like this called pajama paleontologists in a podcast related to Walking with Dinosaurs too. Well, I mean, if you think about it, I'm a pajama paleontologist myself, so I can't really speak about on that. Jurassic World IPs whenever Universal drops the leash off of them. They just lock in. I mean, it's true. Even Junior Gen 2 looks very pleasing here. Not to say that the Centrosaurs, awesome color scheme. I mean, we got a new update on Primal Carnage, but let's see, Primal Carnage has a new update. Wait, is it? Did it have an update or not? It was last week. Okay. Was it last week? Oh yeah, this is a new later TLC patch later this September. Okay. So it's not out yet. Okay, so I guess I was about to say there has been a new update, but I can't really check that out right now because it's too late. I mean, we got the Duelist Cup right now. We could grind for some gems and open up some dinosaur packs, but nah, I think I'd rather play this with other Yu-Gi-Oh players, right? I don't think there's gonna be a lot of people that like play Yu-Gi-Oh in chat right now. Yeah, you know what? It's 1 a.m. I gotta go edit videos, and I guess I'll see you guys on Monday or hopefully Sunday, depending on if I can get home on time on Sunday. I'm thinking about maybe being able to hit home at least around 8 p.m. so that we can stream at 9. But judging by my luck, I'll probably end up around 10 p.m. Which, in that case, it would also be good, but I wouldn't be able to stream if we hit around 11 p.m. But, whatever, guys. Right. A bit of a short stream than usual, but the stream started pretty late, and despite the short stream, I think we had a lot of meaningful discussions. I was able to get a lot of things off my chest that I was planning to talk about it on stream for a while. Honestly, if I had a bit more time or a bit more energy, I would also play, not play, but do r/dinosaur deep dive. I mean, hopefully we'll be able to do that on Sunday. Right, guys, see ya.